The cantina fell silent as Marcus Chun stepped through the airlock, his boots echoing against the metal deck plating. Every alien eye in the establishment turned toward the human, their various appendages freezing mid-gesture around drinks and gambling chips. The bartender, a six-armed Kytherian with mottled blue skin, dropped a glass that shattered into crystalline fragments. "By the void," whispered a snake like Srathi in the corner booth. "It's one of them." Marcus ignored the whispers and walked to the bar, his casual stride making the assembled crowd of smugglers, pirates, and mercenaries shrink back. To them, he was a walking nightmare, a representative of the legendary Deathworld called Earth, where gravity could crush bones, where predators ruled every ecosystem, and where the inhabitants had somehow not only survived but thrived in conditions that would kill most galactic species within hours. "Terran ale," Marcus said simply, settling onto a bar stool that creaked under what the aliens considered impossible weight. The bartenders for primary arms trembled as he reached for a bottle, while his secondary arms frantically typed something into a hidden communicator. The cantina's owner, Vex Gorlak, emerged from the back room. The Gorlak species was known throughout the sector for their brutality and cunning, 3 meters tall, heavily muscled, with natural armor plating and retractable claws. Vex had built his criminal empire through fear and violence, controlling smuggling routes across 7 systems. "Human," Vex growled, his voice like grinding stone. "You're not welcome here. This is neutral space." Marcus took a long sip of his ale before responding. "Neutral space that's been raiding Terran merchant vessels for the past 6 months." He turned slowly on his stool, and several aliens instinctively reached for weapons. "We don't like that." Vex's laugh was harsh and menacing. "One Deathworlder thinks he can threaten the Crimson Nebula Syndicate? You're either brave or stupid, human." "Probably both," Marcus admitted with a shrug. "But that's beside the point. I'm here to make you an offer." The crime lord's eyes narrowed. "What kind of offer?" "The kind where you stop attacking our ships, return what you've stolen, and pay reparations." Marcus's voice remained conversational, as if discussing the weather. "In exchange, I won't have to demonstrate why humans are considered apex predators on a Class 12 Deathworld." The cantina erupted in nervous laughter and jeers, but Vex wasn't amused. He'd heard the stories, worlds conquered not through superior technology but through sheer, relentless determination. Species that had ruled for millennia brought to their knees by beings who treated what others considered impossible odds as mere inconveniences. "And if I refuse?" Vex challenged, extending his claws. Marcus stood up, and the simple movement sent a ripple of fear through the room. Despite being smaller than most aliens present, something primal in their genetic memory screamed danger. "Then I'll have to get creative. And trust me, my species has had millions of years to perfect creativity when it comes to solving problems." What happened next became legend throughout the sector. Vex lunged with the speed that had made him famous, claws extended to decapitate the human in a single swipe. Marcus simply stepped aside, grabbed the alien's wrist, and used Vex's own momentum to slam him face-first into the bar with a sound like thunder. Before anyone could react, Marcus had drawn a simple plasma pistol, crude by galactic standards but devastatingly effective in human hands. "Anyone else want to discuss the terms?" he asked mildly. 20 minutes later, Marcus walked out of the cantina as the new head of the Crimson Nebula Syndicate. Behind him, Vex nursed a broken arm and wounded pride while signing transfer documents. The other crime bosses had eagerly sworn allegiance to avoid sharing their former leader's fate. News of the incident spread faster than light-speed communications. Within a week, human merchants were traveling unmolested through previously dangerous sectors. Pirate attacks on Terran vessels dropped to 0 almost overnight. As Marcus boarded his ship, he couldn't help but smile. Sometimes the reputation of being from a Deathworld was more valuable than any weapon. And sometimes all it took to solve a problem was walking into a bar and reminding the galaxy why humans were still around despite living on a planet that actively tried to kill them every single day. The universe, it seemed, had learned to give Deathworlders a very wide berth.